Hey y'all, it's your girl Patricia P and welcome back to my channel, The Chronicles. This is a sex positive space where we're going to discuss some shit, we're going to learn some shit, grow, and then we're going to share that shit. So let's get into it. Today, we're talking all things male anatomy and their reproductive system, okay? First up, the penis. The penis is made up of the urethra for urine and semen transport. It becomes erect to better penetrate the vagina and deposit sperm near the cervix. The penis isn't made up of any bones, but it is more of a muscle structure. So I'm not really sure where the term boner came from, but that's for another time. And the penis is made up of 3 cylinders of erectile tissue. The shaft of the penis is a tube-like shape which contains sponge-like structures where the blood flows and causes erections. The glans of the penis is typically what is referred to as the head of the penis. It is not made up of skin like we think it is, but it is made up of tissues that can be found in a woman's cervix or our eyeballs. So essentially, there is supposed to be a covering or mucous membrane over it to keep it moist, such as the vagina covering the cervix or our eyelids covering our eyeballs. So in this case, the foreskin should be covering the penis, i.e. an uncircumcised penis. So now we have to ask the question, are we reducing sensation in men when we remove the foreskin of the penis? Let's talk about it a little bit. The foreskin is an elastic structure that can be stretched along the shaft and across the shaft of the penis, and it contains a lot of nerve endings. What most people don't know, including myself, is that the foreskin is a piece of skin that continues with the penis and not so much a piece of the skin that hovers over the tip. Obviously, this is going to vary from person to person. So I've linked a video in the description box that goes into more detail about uncircumcised penis. Be sure to check that out. Now let's continue exploring this anatomy. Next up is the scrotum. The scrotum is a loose external pouch of skin that hangs from the body and is located directly under the penis. It holds the testicles known as testes, or better known as the balls. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are sucking penises out here, please be sure to remember the balls. Don't forget the balls, okay? Men love when you lick and suck on them. And if you're sucking, don't suck too hard, okay? Now back to the testes. The testes has 2 main functions, and that's the secretion of male hormones and the production of sperm. The epididymis is a sort of storage space where sperm goes to mature and prepare for fertilization. The vas deferens is a long, thin tube that travels up the scrotum inside the spermatic cord. This is usually what they snip during a vasectomy. Now the prostate gland. That's a walnut-shaped organ that's located at the bottom of the bladder and in front of the rectum. It's equivalent to the arousal of the woman's urethra sponge. Y'all remember that? Y'all know where that is and where it's located? If not, go check out the female anatomy video that I dropped. But the prostate gland is the gland that makes anal sex lit. 3 different organs create semen. The first is the seminal vesicle, which produces many of the ingredients found in semen, probably about 70% of it. The prostate gland, which secretes fluids that nourishes and protects sperm, and the Cowper's gland, which plays in the protection of sperm during ejaculation. Let's briefly touch on erections and ejaculations, actually. Now, erections are caused by blood flow from the arteries to the 3 cylinders of the penis. The veins will compress to prevent blood from exiting, which is causing the penis to be aroused. And those same arteries that allow the blood flow will then constrict, and the veins will open up to allow blood flow and return the penis to a flaccid state. Now for ejaculation. Ejaculation is started by a nerve impulse in the spinal cord. And once at a certain threshold, a man or individual with this structure will ejaculate literally at a point of no return. It's going motherfucking down basement, period, okay? So here, there's about 2 to 5 milliliter of fluids that is released during ejaculation. Sperm coagulates during ejaculation, meaning once out of the body, it becomes a more jelly-like substance. This helps it to remain in the vagina and travel into the uterus for fertilization. But once it's outside of the body, it thins out and it returns into a liquid form, which is why about 5 to 10 minutes later after sex, it starts to drip, dry, drip, drippity, dry, drip, dry. Now, moving on to the anatomy we all have, the rectum. The rectum has an opening rich in nerve endings. The lining is fragile and can tear and bleed. So, to minimize this, you need relaxation, communication, lubrication. Relaxation allows for an easy insertion and little resistance. Communication allows for a better experience because it allows your partner to know how to keep from going too rough and causing any damage to the rectum. And lubrication. There isn't any glands to secrete fluid to allow for a more comfortable insertion. So listen, as a person who's had anal sex a couple of times, having a little lube on deck, never a bad thing, okay? The rectum is made up of two muscles, the external anal sphincter muscle and the internal anal sphincter muscle. Child, I have had to film this part over mad times because I cannot get that shit right. So kudos to me. Anyway, these two muscles can operate independently of each other. They are a ring-like structure that surrounds the anus and its opening. Most people are familiar with the external anal muscle because that is what you see when you spread them cheeks. But the internal sphincter muscle is actually what is difficult during sex because it's designed to be an exit, not an entrance, and it can make it painful for someone who isn't relaxed or lubricated. So, again, your booty hole isn't what's actually hurting. Because if you go on Pornhub, you'll see how wide our anus can actually spread open. So it's definitely not that that's causing the painful anal sex. So when it comes to anal play, please remember a few things. Relaxation, of course, lubrication, communication with your partner, and if y'all are sticking any objects up there, please stick a flared-based object. Otherwise, your ass is going to end up gobbling that shit up, and you'll be on an episode of Sex Brought Me to the ER. So, please choose your objects wisely. Now, lastly, good old pubic hair. There's actually a reason for us to have hair on our genitals. It protects our organs. It protects against frictions, irritations, and any skin diseases. And it stores and wefts our pheromones. So hold on a second. Am I missing out on the love of my life because I'm deciding to remove my pubes? I might have to stop going to see May out here because they're just trying to get chose, okay? Although you wouldn't have crabs or pubic lice with the hair removal, there is still a risk of contracting HPV as it is a skin-to-skin disease. Genital hair could help minimize the risk, although it totally wouldn't completely remove you from being obsolete from it. Anyway, today was a long-ass day of content. And you know how your girl feels about keeping these videos short and cute. So, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join the fucking Cardinal crew. What are y'all doing? Join us. Tap that little bell to be notified whenever a new video becomes available. And now let's remember, this is a sex-positive space. Let's discuss some shit. Let's learn some shit, grow, and then we're going to share that shit. Until next time, y'all.